without a fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. Of course, we will jump into what happened yesterday, and I did want to mention we're getting a pretty bad storm. So if the power goes out in the middle of the stream, I am sorry, I apologize, but we'll hopefully we will get the show done. But we will jump into what happened yesterday. And then, of course, we'll take a look at the standings and then get on to today's slate. Starting with the first game here, Ottawa Senators, Washington Capitals. And I said it was a draw day yesterday. And unfortunately, this game was not one of them. Washington with a 6-3 win. And this Capitals team playing pretty well. And they are currently the bubble team. So the team just missing out on the playoffs. Of course, we'll get to the standings here in a bit. New York Islanders, Dallas Stars. Well, this was a nice cash. When you see the Islanders and you see Dallas, they're both overtime teams. All the teams yesterday had a heavy overtime history, and this was a nice cash here. Unfortunately, Heiskanen did not get a point, so the parlay of the day unfortunately lost, but Jared McCann also didn't get a point. So a rough day for the parlay of the day, but hoping to bounce back on today's slate. LA Kings, Edmonton Oilers. This draw didn't cash. The Oilers with a 4-2 win over the Kings, but Hyman anytime goal. That was a nice winner, plus 135. He got the first goal of the game and leads Edmonton with goals this season. And then Boston Bruins, Seattle Kraken, cashed the draw. And the second draw of the day, plus 340 winner. McCann, unfortunately, did not get a point. And then my premium play in this game, up on Picks and Parlays, was the Kraken money line. So a nice winner for me there. The draw and the Kraken. This Boston team continues to go to overtime game after game after game, but they're also finding ways to lose. So a nice winner there with Kraken and with the draw. And then, as I said, unfortunately, the parlay of the day lost yesterday. Neither player got a point, sadly, on the small slate. But we'll jump into the standings and we'll get on to today's slate, starting with the Atlantic. Boston first with 82, Florida in second with 80, Toronto in third place with 74. In the Metro, the Rangers in first with 81, Carolina with 74, and Philly with 67 currently. The wild card race, Detroit in the top spot with 70, Tampa Bay with 69, Washington with 63. Then we've got New Jersey and the Islanders both with 62, Pittsburgh with 60, and then Buffalo, and then the bottom feeders of the Eastern Conference. In the West, Dallas in first with 79. Winnipeg 2 points behind, but with 4 games in hand over the Dallas Stars. Colorado in third there with 75. In the Pacific, Vancouver, top team in the NHL with 82 points, I guess tied currently. Vegas was 71. Edmonton was 70. So the Oilers are catching up here on Vegas. The wild card spot, we've got a close race. LA with 68, Nashville with 62 or 66, St. Louis and Minnesota both with 62, Calgary with 61, Seattle with 61. So a close race in the Western Conference, and then the bottom feeders of the Western Conference. We'll jump into the chat and see what's going on. There's going to be a hurricane in Minnesota tonight. No. But there might be a hurricane here in Ontario. No, where I am. No, not a hurricane, but a bad rainstorm, apparently, around here. Terrence, I got your wild today. Uh-oh. Well, there goes wild money line. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But we'll obviously discuss that game, and we will get into the very first game of the day, which is between the Washington Capitals and the Detroit Red Wings here in this one. Washington plus 142 to plus 150. Detroit minus 167 to minus 175. Sixes and 6.5s, depending on what you're looking at for the total in this game. How are goaltenders? Alex Lyon confirmed for Detroit. Charlie Lindgren not confirmed, but should be a net here with Kemper starting yesterday. How these teams done recently? Washington 4-1-2 in their last 7. And as I said, they're trying to make the playoffs. They're right on the bubble spot currently. 5 of their last 6 games going over 6.5. Detroit has won 5 games in a row. 4 of their last 6 going under 5.5. So Detroit starting to play lower scoring games, getting wins. 3 of their last 4 games going overtime. Detroit 3-2-1 in the last 6 meetings between the teams, with 2 of the last 6 games going overtime, and 5 of the last 6 going under 5.5. So usually we see close, low scoring games between these teams. Detroit's found a way to finish out on top. And when I look at this price, I do like Detroit to win this game. I just don't like the price. Minus 167, minus 175. If I was just betting this game on the price, I'd have to take Washington. But I'm not stepping in front of this Red Wings team right now. I do have a player prop, and Patrick Kane anytime goal plus 205, I think is just disrespectful. Plus 205 is just, he should be much closer to plus 120, Patrick Kane. Obviously, we've cashed on him on the show as the parlay of the day. He's got a point in 8 straight games. He's got a goal in 4 of his last 5, and he's got an assist in 7 of his last 8. So Patrick Kane is just doing everything right now. And not only is he scoring goals, but he's scoring goals when they really matter for the Red Wings. So really anything with Patrick Kane right now, of course, plus 205, I had to jump on that goal scoring prop because it's just not priced correctly. DeBrincat has a point in 4 of his last 5 games for Washington. Strome has a point 7 of his last 8. And Ovechkin, point streaks ended, and now it didn't even have a shot on goal in his last game. So his 10-game streak with at least 3 shots on goal ended as well. I do think we see Ovechkin show up more. Obviously, it would be kind of hard not to show up less than he did yesterday. So I do think we see more of Ovechkin here, but probably not getting involved with him. Kane goal, Kane point, one of my favorite parlay pieces of the day here in this game. I'll jump up here. Thank you for the show, brother man. Best show on the 2. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. Hello, Terry and friends. Hello, Addison. Hope all is well. I know you're happy after yesterday. I know you cashed some nice plays. That Dallas Stars second period just, as I said on yesterday's show, I'm not a big first period, second period better, but this Dallas Stars team can be 0-0. It could be whatever the score is, but when they get to that second period, they just score goals. So definitely something to keep on mind on. Of course, it's a 17-game streak, so I don't want to jump on it on the 18th, but hey, we'll see. Smash like, thanks for the Stinkhoven tip a few shows ago. Yeah, I did mention it yesterday. It was his birthday. Didn't pull the trigger on it. Of course, he did score yesterday. So we'll discuss him a little bit more here coming up. I got a good number on that Hagel Kane parlay last night. Locked it in plus 176, I believe. Comments about that later on. What's up, Terry? Hey, Adam. Hope all is well. Red Wings money line is a parlay. That's how I would have to look at it. If I was going to back the Wings here, would be using their money line as a parlay piece. just because I wouldn't lay that price, obviously. Wings and Reg is minus 110 on FanDuel. Grabbed it yesterday. Okay. Okay. As a Wings fan, I've noted they're willing to open games up and play loose, and some less talented teams, but versus the top teams, they slow it down accordingly. Okay. Good info there. The Caps have been good on the second night of a back-to-back. That's another thing that's kind of keeping me off Detroit, because you would think Washington being an old team that they would struggle on back-to-backs, but that has not been the case. So um, just Patrick Kane stuff for me here. Detroit running out of steam and about to regress. Sprong anytime goal, Strome anytime assist. Um, I don't think they're running out of steam. I think Detroit's in a really good position right now when it comes to the standings, and just that nobody really expected them to play this well this year. I don't think. Goal in first 10. Okay, hopefully a Kane goal. Kane and Hagel play today. They do. They play today. So that's all I have to say about that. I like that, Robert. The Cat is pretty damn consistent versus Washington. Point and shot and goal are reasonable prices. Awesome. And he's been playing well recently as well. So that's great. Kane looking like pre-surgery Kane. What a great signing for the Wings. A lot of people kind of laughed at it, but Patrick Kane is a huge reason that the Wings are in a playoff spot right now. I think that's pretty fair to say. Red Wings minus 1.5. All right, so you like them to take care of business. Hope we are on the same sides today, Terry. Well, I'm not really on a whole lot of sides today, unfortunately. So sticking with the player props have been going well for me. Wings used to play down a competition last season. All right. Ovechkin took it easy last night on John Carlson night, so he'll show up tonight. Okay. I'd like to see that. Only worry is he got up big and partied too hard in Chicago, might come out sluggish. Yeah, see, I don't know. I kind of had the thought that maybe the day before, the game before the Hawks game, that he'd maybe be looking ahead. He didn't. And then the Hawks game obviously happened. So I just have to continue to back him with how hot he's been here. And I think it's a good spot against this Capitals team. Okay, goody. Yes. We will go on along to our second game here, which is between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Philadelphia Flyers. We've seen a lot of movement here in this game. Let me refresh again. Yeah, minus 128 now to minus 140 for Tampa Bay, plus 110 to plus 120 for the Flyers. Sixes right across the board here in this one. I think maybe part of the reason why this line is moved is because Philadelphia had not announced that Konechny was not playing. Konechny is not playing. Neither is Jamie Drysdale for the Flyers. Vasilevsky confirmed, which always moves the price as well here. How these teams played recently. Tampa Bay has won 5 of their last 8 games. 3 overs, 1 under, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Philadelphia, 1-3-1 in their last 5, so they've lost 4 of their last 5. This Flyers team is very streaky, where they play well for a stretch of games and look like this top team. And then other games, they're like more recently, they're starting to look like the team a lot of us expected them to be. 4 of their last 6 games going over 6.5 for the Flyers. How these teams done against each other in the past? Well, it's very one-sided. Tampa Bay 13-2 in the last 15 games between the teams. 3 of the last 5 going over 6.5. This is my Picks and Parlays exclusive play of the day. So you can get it over on Picks and Parlays for $25. Of course, if it loses, you do get your money back as a store credit. So my play is available there in this game. Looking at player props, can't talk about Tampa Bay Lightning without talking about Brandon Hagel. Point in 13 straight games and 19 of his last 21. Chicago made a big mistake trading away Brandon Hagel. Well, that's for sure. Nikita Kucherov has a point in 13 of his last 14 games. Braden Point, a point in 6 straight and a goal in 5 of his last 6. Victor Hedman has an assist in 4 of his last 6 games. For the Flyers, Owen Tippett, unfortunately, his shots on goal, he did not hit it in his last game. At least 4 shots on goal, though, in 6 of his last 7. Travis Sanheim for the Flyers has a point 6 of his last 7 games. So he's doing very well recently. And Tyson Forster has a goal in 3 of his last 4. And I was really looking at Tyson Forster props. You can get him for a point at, I believe, plus 105, which is a great price. So I was looking at that, but ultimately going to stay off here in this game. We will jump into the chat, see what's going on. Larkin was running out of steam. Visible versus the Hawks. All right. Flyers money line. All right. Tampa money line. All right. Tampa Bay team total over 3.5. Plus 110. Tampa Bay has hit that 8 of their last 10 versus Philly. Yeah, they've just dominated the Flyers. When the line moves that much, the dog wins. Oh, interesting. But I'm on the draw. Okay, I can see the draw here. No Travis Konechny, no Atkinson, no Drysdale. Bobby Brink recalled. Torts has shuffled the lines to be very defensive with Coots skating with Delorier. Whoa, okay. Okay, interesting. Kucherov anytime goal has 2 goals in 2 straight versus Flyers, 2+ points in another play of mine. He's got 7 points in his last 2 on the road. Yeah, those 4-1 and 4-2 wins for the Tampa Bay on the road heading into this game, and they've struggled on the road a lot this year. Fanatic says Tampa Bay minus 125 on the money line. Wow, that's still out there right now. May hop on this while it's still up. Flames just became favorites. Uh-oh. Interesting. Stan Bowman made many big mistakes. Saad, Hartman, Hagel, Panarin, etc. Yeah, apparently. Tampa sometimes has a few good games and then a stinker, and then they rest and recharge. They have defensive weaknesses and Vasicon. Yeah, I agree. Under 6.5. Interesting. Interesting. With what Tommy's saying here, I could potentially want to look at the under here with what he's saying. Tim leans the Flyers. All right. All right. We'll move on along to our next game here, which is the Buffalo Sabres heading to Florida to face the Panthers. Buffalo plus 180 to plus 206. Florida minus 225 to minus 240. Sixes right across the board in this game. Sergei Bobrovsky confirmed for Florida. Nobody confirmed yet for Buffalo. In this one, how these teams done recently. Buffalo has won 4 of their last 5 games, going under 5.5 in 5 of their last 6. 2 of their last 5 going overtime. Florida 7-1 their last 8 games. 4 of their last 5 games going under 5.5. 2 of 3 going to overtime. How these teams played against each other in the past, well, it's very one-sided, and a reason why Florida has been doing well the last few years is that they do very well against their divisional opponents, which includes Buffalo. The Panthers 8-1 in the last 9 games between the teams. 4 straight have gone under 5.5. So I kind of miss this, to be honest. And I'm going to be adding the under 6. I think this should be a 5.5. Obviously, Buffalo's gone under 5.5 in 5 of their last 6. Panthers under 5.5 in 4 of their last 5. And as I said, the last 4 meetings have all gone under 5.5. So this is no longer a pass. Ignore that. I am locking in the under 6 in this game. I just don't think that is priced correctly. So I will take the under 6 in this one. Looking at player props, not a whole lot for either team because both teams are trending towards the under. Dylan Cousins has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. Carter Verhaeghe has a point in 8 of his last 10. And give me a boring game here. 1-1 type of game. For the Panthers, I think losing this game would not hurt the Panthers whatsoever. I think obviously you don't want to win the President's Trophy. I've said that on previous shows. The Florida Panthers want to do well. You do not want to win the President's Trophy. Ask Boston last year and ask Florida the year before when they won. You do not want to win the President's Trophy. I think Buffalo comes into this game very motivated. I don't think they've got a shot at the playoffs, but mathematically not out of it yet. So I think we get a determined Buffalo team, but I like the under here, which I'm going to pull the trigger on as soon as the show is done. Tim, I pray you don't watch today's game, please. So, and Tim has said he's not watching the Sabres games. Oh yeah, we'll get to it here. It's below here in the comments, of course. Florida's held opponents to 2 or fewer goals in 13 straight games, which is just crazy. 4-2 final score plus 1900. Give us a 3-2 final score. Give me the under 6. Panthers money line is a parlay piece. Normally I would say yes, but I don't know. Something is telling me that the Sabres are, I don't know. I don't know if they're alive, but I don't know. I think this could, yeah, feel deep in my gut that the Sabres might win, or that the Sabres win. It's an ugly feeling, but I passed. I'm getting the same kind of vibe, Isaacs. I'm getting the same kind of vibe here. So we'll see what happens. I've not watched / bet on the Sabres in the last 3 games, and they're 3-0. Continuing that trend tonight, no bet and no watching. Sounds good, Tim. Sounds good. Are these two teams unders? They are, especially right now. Especially right now. Panthers puck line? We'll have to see. Rasmus Dahlin over 2.5 block shots plus 120 guys playing 28 to 30 minutes. Yeah, he's been playing a lot lately. Good. The Panthers money line will be the parlay killers tonight. Fingers crossed. There you go. Sharks and Sabres parlay plus 851. Good luck. So what you're saying is there's a chance? There's always a chance unless your name is Chicago or San Jose or Anaheim or Columbus or Arizona. I'd put Arizona in that too. But we will move on along to our next game, which may be one of the games of the night. Bobrovsky over 26.5 saves. Yeah, I like that as well. I do like that. I'm not sure how many. Obviously, Adam's saying that he's done his research on it, so I haven't actually looked at the numbers on it, but that looks like a good play to me. What up, though, Timmy? Yes, what's up, Tim? But we will move on along to our next game. As I said, this could be potentially one of the games of the night, although it's not really priced that way. Vegas Golden Knights plus 136 to plus 142. Toronto minus 158 to minus 165. 6.5s right across the board in this game. When it comes to goaltenders, Aiden Hill confirmed for Vegas. Ilya Samsonov confirmed for Toronto. In this one, how these teams been doing recently? Well, Vegas has lost 5 of their last 6 games. 4 of their last 6 going over 6.5. Toronto's won 7 games in a row. They've looked dominant. 5 overs, no unders. 1 game finished with 6 goals. How these teams done against each other in the past? Toronto 6-2-1 in the last 9 games between the teams. 2 of the last 4 games going to overtime, and 3 of the last 4 going over 6.5. When I look at this game, Toronto has done very well, and I'm not stepping in front of Toronto. So that's one thing. I'm not stepping in front of Toronto with how they played recently, and I just made a mistake there. I apologize. I just deleted, so I'll have to bring that back up. But now I'm all lost. I apologize, everyone. I accidentally deleted that. But my play in this game is Mitch Marner over 1.5 points. Marner has been on a roll lately. He has over 1.5 points in 7 straight games. So he's been continuing to um, put points up. Assists, um, goals, whatever. He has been putting up the points for the Leafs. Why I'm not on his side in this game? Um, Toronto's, as I said, has been playing very well. First game home after a West Coast road trip. Vegas, this is a revenge spot, obviously. Aiden Hill got lit up. The Toronto Maple Leafs won 7-3 in Vegas. Now Aiden Hill has a chance to respond here against the team that just lit him up. But my issue here is that this Toronto team is just playing so well right now, and this Vegas team is not. So ultimately, for me in this game, it's just Mitch Marner as he continues to be consistent. For Vegas, Jonathan Marchessault has a goal in 5 of his last 7 games. William Karlsson, a point in 4 in a row, at least 3 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6. And Shea Theodore has an assist in 3 straight games for the Golden Knights. For Toronto, Matthews has a goal in 7 of his last 9, at least 4 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6. As I said, Mitch Marner, 2 or more points in 7 games in a row, an assist in 7 straight, and William Nylander, a point in 9 of his last 10 games for the Toronto Maple Leafs here in this one. We will get into the chat, which is lively today. Chat is lively today. Stop Geo's on Panthers puck line. All right. 45, 40, 33, 29, 27. Last 5 shots allowed versus Buffalo. Wow. So yes, I do like that play a lot. Vegas Leafs draw. Interesting. I could see that. Vegas plus 1.5 as a parlay piece. All right. Toronto puck line or even minus 2.5. Whoa. Okay. So Tim completely disagrees with Robert and ISX. Aiden Hill saves. Yeah, I would look that. I don't think he gets pulled in this game. Well, obviously, we hope that he would have a much better game than he did in the last game against Toronto. So, is Hill starting to regress, or is he just going through a funk? We'll see. I like that sprinkle the draw. Addison likes the first period over and the full game draw. All right, so people are liking the draw here. And yeah, I think this could very well be a close game. How is Vegas going to win with this lineup of centermen, Theodore Martinez and Pietrangelo goaltending? No. Vegas is merely a shell of the moment of a strong Stanley Cup brand. All right. Nylander, shots over. All right. First game home after West Coast road trip. Yes, it is. Salute, Terry. Let's keep this winning streak going. Yes, Kev. He said it. I did. John Tavares to miss the empty net. Buy it. Why does Keith have McCann on the third line? Not sure. And Kev is leaning Vegas money line. All right. Best of luck. Morgan Riley over 2.5 shots on goal with no Eichel or Stone. They are freaking leaking shots to defensemen, and he had 4 on 8 shot attempts last game. All right. Interesting stat. But we will move on along to our next game here as I bring everything back up, which is between, bear with me here, which is between, here we go. Here's the game of the night. We've got the Arizona Coyotes and the Montreal Canadiens here in this one. Arizona minus 105 to minus 110. Montreal minus 101 to minus 110. Sixes. It does look like there is 6.5s available in this game as well. And I'll be very quick with this game. Pass. We've got a lot of games on today's slate. And if there's a game you should just not bet on, in my opinion, at least, because I know whenever I say this, there's always people with plays. So in my opinion, this game is 1-800-GAMBLER. I have absolutely no interest in it. Arizona has lost 12 games in a row. 6 overs, 1 under, 1 game finish with 6 goals. Montreal's lost 5 in a row. 3 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. So both teams trending towards the over right now. How these teams done against each other in the past? Arizona 4-1-1 in the last 6 games between the teams. 6 of the last 9 going under 5.5. So when it comes to this game, pass. No players are really standing out for me right now. So this game is a very nice and easy pass on today's slate. Yotes puck line. Yotes -1.5. Okay, so that's I guess it's not an alternative because they're -110. So okay, interesting. Interesting. Pass. Yeah, yeah. Draw me like. Oh, Addison likes the draw. Hey, that's something you could look at for sure. Nick Suzuki over 2.5 shots and goal and a power play point. All right. 1-800. Yes, I agree. But Lean Yotes. All right. Clayton Keller out. In games without Keller, they are soaring over 9. The last 10 without Keller. Clayton Keller is out. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that that makes me want to look towards Montreal, but I'm not doing it. Obviously, don't like it enough there to bet it. But we will move on along. Goalies in this game: Connor Ingram confirmed against Samuel Montembeault. And of course, Ingram had a great start to the season, but he has taken a big step back as this whole team has. But moving on along to our next game, we've got the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. Here, St. Louis +155 to +170, Winnipeg -180 to -200, 6s and 5.5s. Depending on what you're looking at for the total. Nobody confirmed for St. Louis. Most likely will be Jordan Binnington. For Winnipeg, Laurent Brossoit confirmed to take the net here. 8-4-2, 2.27 goals against average, 920 save percentage. Laurent Brossoit has been good. Has been really good, actually. Coming back to Winnipeg, the team he used to play for. He's been great this season. St. Louis, 2-4 in their last 6 games, 3 over, 1 under, 1 game finish with 6 goals. Winnipeg, 6-1 in their last 7 games, 3 of their last 4 going over 6.5. This Jets team was a auto bet under for, I want to say, like a month or two. However, that's not the case anymore. This Jets offense is firing on all cylinders right now. The back-to-back games going to overtime, so they're not really blowing anyone out recently. Winnipeg 8-1 in the last 9 games between these teams, 2 overs, 1 under, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Ultimately, no single plays for me in this game. Just don't really have the best feeling about this game. Looking at player props, Robert Thomas has an assist in 4 of his last 5 for the St. Louis Blues. Kyle Connor has a point in 5 straight games, 2 or more points in 4 of his last 5. Gabriel Velarde has 2 or more points in 4 of his last 5. So Connor and Velarde are rolling right now. Really could look at goal scoring props for either. Over 1.5 points if you're able to bet that for either. I know Velarde would be a very nice plus price for that, but he's done it in 4 of his last 5 games. Josh Morrissey has an assist in 4 straight games for the Winnipeg Jets. We will jump out in. Michelli, Bukestad, Kraus is the line to produce points. Oh, yikes. Yikes. Montreal only -110. Yeah, but no. Suzuki shots and goal 3 plus -108. Maybe if Montreal had like dominated Arizona in the past, like, and it was this big long history streak, then maybe I could get on Montreal, but no. They're not today, but Bruins games going forward must be a sprinkle on the draw. I had it yesterday, and yeah, while that continues, I agree. Eventually, it won't. Eventually, it'll stop. But while it continues, you don't get a team going overtime in 6 of their last 7. I believe it's 7 of their last 8 now. That's just unheard of. Uh, New York Jets puck line. Wow. Okay. Jets. All right. I agree. And I'd like to see the Jets win, obviously, being a Wild fan. Go Jets, go. Kyle Connor always has my Blues number. Goals in 2 straight versus St. Louis, 3 straight overall, plus 145. Yeah, Adam's giving out the stats here. Kyle Connor. He's been really hot lately, and I guess he does well against the Blues. Velarde Scheifele over 1.5 points parlay plus 500. Wow. I would replace Scheifele with Connor, and then I would like that. I would like that. Brossoit will start. Monahan was sick, question mark, and should play. Connor, shots and goal 3 plus with Suzuki. All right. Best of luck. But now we'll go on to the game of the night, which is between Carolina Hurricanes and the Minnesota Wild. Well, there's also Dallas, Colorado, but for me, this is the game of the night. Carolina minus 140 to minus 150. Minnesota plus 115 to plus 126. Sixes right across the board, 5.5 available as well in this game. Looking at goaltenders here, Pyotr Kochetkov, lightly for Carolina. Philip Gustafson confirmed for Minnesota. How have these teams been doing recently? Carolina, 4-1-1 in their last 6 games, for their last 5 games, going under 5.5. Minnesota, 7-1-1 in their last 9 since the All-Star break. 3 overs, no under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. How these teams played against each other recently? The Wild have won 4 of the last 5 games between the teams. 4 of the last 7 going over 6.5. And when these two teams face, it's either very low scoring or usually very high scoring. So it's usually not really too much in the middle. It's usually one or the other here. Going a little bit deeper into that, Minnesota has not only won 4 of the last 5 between the teams, but in St. Paul, the Wild 10-1-2 in the last 13 games against Carolina. This is not a good building for Carolina to go into. And I locked it in at plus 130 for the Wild money line. Now we're seeing plus 115 in some spots. So money is coming in on the Wild, and I agree. The Wild have been disrespected against the Edmonton team. They've dominated. The Kraken the next night, I could understand the price for just that it was a really bad spot for the Wild. But the Wild cashed there. And here they are now at home as an underdog again. I have to take them. The Wild playing great right now. They've definitely played well against this Hurricanes team recently, and especially in Minnesota. So I'll take the Wild here, plus 130. And I'll also take Matt Boldy, anytime goal. The kid has just been on fire. For Carolina, the only current player right now that's on any kind of streak is Marty Necas, who is a point in 4 of his last 6. Another reason why I like the Wild here is because Carolina has scored 4 goals total over their last 3 games. They are not scoring goals. Minnesota, if Carolina could shut down the top line, that's Carolina's goal here, is they have to shut down Boldy, Kaprizov, and Hack. Because if you're able to do that, then the Carolina Hurricanes have a chance. If you cannot stop that line, you're in trouble because they are all on fire right now. Boldy, goal in 6 of his last 8 games, at least 3 shots on goal in 8 games in a row. Kaprizov has a point in 8 straight, at least 3 shots on goal in 7 games in a row. And Joel Eriksson, who is okay, thank God, after that scary hit against the Kraken. He's got a point in 8 games in a row and at least 3 shots on goal in 6 of his last 7. If you're looking at player props for the Wild right now, it is that top line. They are a one-line team right now, which doesn't spell very good news for playoff time, should the Wild actually make it. But right now, teams are not able to stop this top line. So I'll take Boldy anytime goal at a fantastic price, and I'll take the Wild as a dog against a team that they've played very well recently. Wild money line. All right. Goal in first 10. Interesting. Interesting here. Carolina's been so low scoring, so that's kind of interesting what you'd go with there. Go with that. Brodeen blocks. Yes, I know Adam's on Brodeen blocks. Best of luck. And Carolina shoots the puck a lot. We all know that. So hopefully Brodeen can block some for you. It's the Wild tonight, not the Mild. Yeah, you're lucky I don't block you for saying that. Saying the word mild, Tim. No, I'm kidding. Hammer Canes minus 135. Robert. Definitely not Hammer. Definitely not. Eriksson Ek not 100%. True, but who is 100% at this point in the season on any team? We're already in that position where teams are beat up. Carolina deeper lineup, maybe, but their offense hasn't been there recently. Matt Boldy's been ridiculous. I agree. Canes should be on cruise control right now. 7 points behind the Rangers, 7 points ahead of Philadelphia. Yeah, they're not. Carolina's not as desperate as the Wild are. This game means a lot more to the Wild than it does to Carolina. That's for sure. Burns plus 118 to get a point. Interesting. Gustafsson in net. Which Gustafsson will show up? We'll see. We'll see. Teravainen and Aho over 1.5 points parlay plus 700. Well, best of luck. As I said, Robert, Canes have 4 goals total over their last 5 games. They're just not scoring. So there's no way I'd be going over 1.5 points on either one of those players, let alone both together. But best of luck. Kochetkov saves 25.5 or Gustafsson 28.5. Which way would you lean? I could see both. Kochetkov does play well against the Wild. It's not like the Wild are blowing out the Canes. I do remember last year he had a very good game against the Wild in Minnesota. But of course, Alex Goligoski on his 1,000th game was able to win in overtime for the Wild. So Kochetkov, I would look at his saves. Gustafsson, he has been a mixed bag lately. So I'm not sure. But then again, Carolina shoots the puck so much that you have to look at that too. Carolina road goal in first 10 is 16-3 in the last 19. There you go. There you go. There's the numbers why. Got Canes minus 135 on the money line yesterday. Don't like the current numbers as much. All right. Yeah. Good day, Terry. Been super busy remodeling, but catching your shows. Thanks, Captain Bry. Hope the remodeling goes well. Hope it goes well. Minnesota home goal in first 10 is 65%. All right. Hopefully it's a Boldy goal. I'd love that if that's the case. Yeah, went over props in this game. We will move on along to our next game. Ottawa Senators plus 120 to plus 129. Nashville Predators minus 135 to minus 150. 6.5s right across the board in this game. Looking at goaltenders here, Jonas Korpisalo, confirmed for Ottawa. UC Saros confirmed for Nashville. Korpisalo hasn't played very well recently. And Anton Forsberg, who had been playing well, got absolutely lit up yesterday. So that's something to keep in mind here. How these teams played recently. Ottawa 3-3-1 in their last 7. 4 of their last 6 games going under 5.5. Nashville has won 5 games in a row. 5 overs, 1 under, 4 games finished with 6 goals. So Nashville involved in high-scoring games currently. The Preds 4-1-1 in the last 6 games against Ottawa. 5 of the last 6 going under 5.5. So we're seeing a 6.5 here. With how Nashville's playing right now, I wouldn't want to take them under, especially their offense has been going well recently. And then we have Korpisalo in net for Ottawa. So for me, Tommy Novak. I mentioned him on previous shows as I've been betting on him, and here he is plus money to get a point again at home against Korpisalo. It's just not priced correctly. I get it. Novak's on the third line and on the second power play, but he's got a point in 9 of his last 10 games. So he is finding ways to get points regardless of where he is in the lineup. Give me plus 110 for Tommy Novak to get a point. Looking at the Senators, Claude Giroux is a point 8 of his last 9 games. Brady Tkachuk is a point 4 of his last 5. At least 4 shots on goal in 7 of his last 9. Thomas Chabot has goal in 3 of his last 4. For Nashville, obviously Novak I mentioned. Roman Josi is a point in 8 of his last 10. And Gustav Nyquist has a point in 5 of his last 6 games. And most likely I might look at adding Gustav Nyquist as well. We'll see what we're looking at for price. Nyquist minus 120 in most spots to get a point. So decent price, I guess, but I'll stick with Novak here, plus 110 to get a point. Philip over 3.5 shots on goal. Forsberg, okay. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He wasn't on the ice this morning for morning skate, so question marks about Philip Forsberg right now heading into this game. Sends money line is a parlay piece. Hey, send money line sounds good to me. I would love a Senators win right now. I would. Austin Matthews 75 total goals in the season is boosted to plus 225 on ESPN right now. Will he get there? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. He's definitely trying. Plus 275. All right. IceX says crap. LOL. Why? Because Robert's agreeing with you? No, I'm kidding. Ottawa road goal in first 10, 20 of 24 games this season. Wow. Preds are boring, and Ottawa is run and gun hockey. All right. I don't know if the Preds are that boring recently. They've been involved in high-scoring games. Travis Hamonic and Jacob Chychrun, both defensive liabilities for Ottawa, especially Hamonic, which is kind of surprising because he used to be a lot better defensively. Bruno, the better coach here to exploit matchup. Okay. Corby versus Saros. Yes. And I do lean with Nashville in this game. Of course, I want Ottawa to win as the Wild are trying to catch the Preds, but you don't always get what you want. Maybe I will in this game, but no bet for me here except for Novak to get a point here, plus 110. Moving on along, got 4 games left, starting with this one, which is really interesting. LA, minus 105 to plus 103. The Flames, minus 112 to minus 115. Sixes right across the board. I guess I should update. Yeah, sixes right across the board. How these teams done recently? And do we have goaltenders? No goaltenders. Okay, that makes that easy. LA 7-3 in their last 10, coming off a loss in Edmonton last night. 1 over, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Calgary has won 3 in a row, 3 of their last 5, going over 8.5. So the Flames are involved in high-scoring games right now. LA 4-2-1 in the last 7 games between the teams. 4 of the last 5 going over 6.5. Ultimately, no single plays for me in this game, but I'm tempted on the Flames. This Flames team, as I said on previous shows, has not got the message that they're supposed to be retooling. Management is said to be trading players away, but the Flames continue on to win. They're not throwing in the towel, and they're playing hard. So with the Kings on a back-to-back, I really do lean the Flames. Not heavy enough for me to pull the trigger. don't really want to fade LA either. So I will just watch this game, watch the results of this game, and hope for no overtime. That's for sure. Adrian Kempe has a point in 4 of his last 5 for the Kings. Nazem Kadri, a point 8 of his last 10, and a goal in 4 of his last 5. So Kadri is shooting the puck a lot more recently. Earlier in the year, he was getting a ton of assists. Recently, he's scoring goals. So that's something to keep an eye on here. Maybe Kadri can find the back of the net in this one. Nashville needs the points. Yeah, they do. First game home after a West Coast trip? Question mark. Yeah, but they're in the West Coast or Nashville. Okay, I see what you're saying. Kings money line. All right. Kings Flames draw. Boo. Why no OT? Because the Wild are fighting both of these teams for a playoff spot. Not so much Calgary, but LA. Calgary's right there. So no overtime, please. Markstrom confirmed. Okay. And Kuzi's still out. All right. LA on a back-to-back, game total 5.5. Calgary rolling. It hurts me to want to take the Flames here. Cam Talbot will be in net. All right. Byfield and Kempe rolling for LA. Yes. Wish they were still together because they were doing a lot better. They were doing really well when they were together earlier too, or previously. Oh, yes. Selfish reasons for me for no overtime, please. But now we'll move on to which is the game of the night for a lot of people, which is the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. Dallas plus 110 to plus 116. Colorado minus 128 to minus 135. 6.5s right across the board in this game. We'll refresh goaltenders to see if there's any news here. Jake Oettinger likely for Dallas. No big surprise. They started Wedgwood yesterday, saving Oettinger for this game. Georgiev likely for Colorado as well, which also doesn't come as much of a surprise. How these teams doing recently? Dallas 1, 2, and 3 in their last 6. 1 win, 2 losses, 3 overtime losses. For their last 4 games going under 5.5. Colorado 3, 2, and 1 in their last 6. For their last 6 going over 6.5. So we've seen higher scoring games for Colorado recently. How these teams played against each other in the past, Colorado's won 5 of the last 6 between these teams. 4 straight games going over 6.5. And for me, I should have pulled the trigger on it yesterday and I didn't, but I will today. Give me Logan Stankoven. Anytime goal plus 450 for a half unit. Colorado, as I said, is involved in very high scoring games. Stankoven got his first goal of his NHL career yesterday in his second game. I can see him getting another one here against Georgiev in this game. So give me Stankoven, anytime goal plus 450, half unit play as my only play here. Would not shock me to see this game go to overtime, but my gut's telling me that it doesn't here. So no draw play for me, but I will take Stankoven anytime goal. A Colorado money line. Bad scheduling spot for the Stars, correct? Colorado's won 2 games played in Dallas. Both games went over. Yeah, we've seen high scoring games, so we'll see if that continues. Avs puck line. All right. Avs puck line. Lay it on the stupid Stars. All right. ... Second period over. Yes, obviously. 17 in a row. You could look at this live. You could wait a few minutes and hope that nothing happens and get a good price, or you can take it right after the first period ends. It's totally up to you. And I think some books you may be able to take it pre-game, but I'm not sure. Colorado, the first team to score, is minus 135. Interesting. So you think they score early? They love to come out hot in the first period versus a team on a back-to-back. All right. Interesting. Matt Duchene anytime goal versus a former team, plus 270. Good luck there as well. Good luck. But we'll move on to our second last game, and then we'll get to the parlay of the day. Here in this game, Pittsburgh Penguins plus 130 to plus 135. Vancouver Canucks minus 148 to minus 155. Sixes right across the board in this game. Looking at goaltenders, nobody confirmed here. Tristan Jarry, Thatcher Demko, both listed. It should be both of those guys starting here, unless we get any surprises. Pittsburgh 3-1-1 in their last 5 games, really trying to get back into the playoff race. 3 of their last 5 going under 5.5. Vancouver has lost 4 of their last 5 games, 2 over, 2 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. How have these teams played against each other? Well, Pittsburgh 5-2-1 in the last 8 games between the teams. The Penguins have had success against Vancouver. 2 overs, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. No single plays for me here in this one. Pittsburgh playing well. Pittsburgh does well against Vancouver, but Pittsburgh's also very injured. Obviously, they haven't had Gensel, and now Brian Rust is hurt. So a Penguins team who already has difficulty scoring, now out another offensive piece, which just keeps me pretty much off this game. Looking at player props, though, players have been doing well. Crosby's got a point in 4 of his last 5 games. Erik Karlsson has an assist in 4 straight games. JT Miller, a point in 4 in a row for the Canucks. Quinn Hughes, a point in 3 of his last 4. And Brock Besser has a point in 4 straight games for the Canucks. So those are players you could potentially look at here in this game. I'm pretty much staying off, although I won't be surprised if the Penguins do finish out on top here in this game. Canucks puck line. Penguins money line. Besser goal plus 205. I do like that. Rusty is huge for Pitt. Yeah. And when you're already without Gensel and now you lose Brian Rust, that's just a lot missing for Pittsburgh here. Tocchet faces former team again, and Vancouver has got something going on behind the scenes we don't know about. Do they turn it around? W2F fan. Yeah, it's low-key sad the Pens dynasty is over. Malcolm Letang and Crosby are legends. Yeah, it does look like it's over. And with Vancouver, I'm not going to say that Elias Pettersson drama is affecting the team, but his trade rumors are going crazy right now. Obviously, with Vancouver not signing him, so that could potentially be something that's going on with the Canucks. And I'm hearing rumors about the Canucks trying to go after Brandon Duhaime for the Wild. And I like Duhaime, but if the Wild can get a kind of a deal like Nashville got with the trade to Tampa for, I'm blanking on his name right now, the last year, whatever, then I say trade him. What drama? Well, it's the Pettersson stuff. Obviously, a team that's number 1 in the NHL that is looking like it would be extremely difficult for them to miss the playoffs, but looking like a playoff team, and your number 1 center may or may not want to be there anymore. It's drama, and then all the trade rumors that are heavy also just doesn't help things, in my opinion here. So no plays for me in this one. Maybe looking at some parlay pieces. Our final game of the night is between the New Jersey Devils and the San Jose Sharks. Devils minus 250 to minus 260. Sharks plus 195 to minus 225. 6.5s right across the board in this game. How these teams been doing recently? New Jersey 2-4 in their last 6. 3 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. San Jose 1-4-1 in their last 6, losing 5 of their last 6 games. 2 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. New Jersey 4-2-1 in the last 7 games between the teams. 3 of the last 4 going over 6.5. I hate to do it on the final game of the night, but I'm passing here. This Devils team is just not playing well enough right now for me to look at them. Obviously, they're minus 250 to minus 260. So if I'm backing the Devils, I got to take them on the puck line here. And I just don't trust them right now to cover that puck line. No, I'm not betting San Jose. You won't find me have a bet on San Jose the rest of the season. And I don't think I've done one all season long. The Sharks just not a team that I want to put my money on, which shouldn't be a surprise, really. Player props: Tyler Toffoli has a point in 6 straight games for the Devils. Jesper Bratt has at least 3 shots on goal in 10 of his last 11. And that's basically it. Jack Hughes was on a huge a huge shot and goal streak, shooting the puck a ton. Had a lot of shots blocked last game, so wouldn't surprise me if he can get some more shots here against the Sharks. But I'll pretty much stay away from this game here. Maybe Van doesn't want the President's Trophy. Maybe, but I don't know. Buy. Okay. Over 6.5. Okay. San Jose money line plus 260. Ha ha ha. Hey, have fun. Low key, Terry wants to bet on the Sharks. No, haven't done it all year, and I don't intend to. I don't believe I've done it all year. Maybe I sprinkled plus 1.5 earlier on in the year, but I can't remember. This road trip is what New Jersey needs. I guess so. Now they need to just fix whatever's going on between them. So, time for the parlay of the day. Didn't cash yesterday, which was unfortunate. And yes, I am going to. You can't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm not switching things up here. Patrick Kane plays, Brandon Hagel plays, plus 174, which is just a beautiful price for this. We've been cashing on this. If you've been watching the show, we've cashed on this the last 3 days. Both teams have played. They played together, and we've cashed on it 3 days in a row, 3 games in a row for both teams. So until it ends, we're going to go with it again here. Patrick Kane over half a point, Brandon Hagel over half a point, plus 174, which is just beautiful odds, as I said, for this game. No, I didn't switch it up. Some Devils shots over should hit here. Yeah, as long as the Sharks don't block a lot of shots, it should be good. But that's today's show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks to the new subscribers yesterday. Really appreciate it. Getting closer to 700. Appreciate all everyone watching and supporting the show. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're new, and if you enjoyed the show, if you like the content, hit the like and subscribe button. Tomorrow, probably no show. I know, taking a day off, but we've got Columbus in New York and St. Louis and Edmonton tomorrow. So there may not be a show. Most likely not with tomorrow's slate. So don't hate me forever. We'll probably be back Thursday for the next show. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Good puck, everyone. Yes. What about Reinhardt anytime goal now? He's skating with Verhaeghe and Barkov. No, unfortunately, I'm a streak better. I ride streaks, and you know what? We loved Sam Reinhart. All he did was score. But now, especially because I like the under in that game, I don't see a lot of goals at all. So now, unfortunately, we're off Reinhart until he starts going again, which hopefully for him he will. Florida first line over 1.5 points parlay. Okay, so you like goals there. No worries. Reinhart plus 115, still stuck on 39. We'll see where he can go. Reinhart Hattie. All right. Tomorrow, both games might go to overtime. I'm taking that. All right. Thanks, Terry. No problem on. Best of luck tonight. And there's Hattie tonight. Not Boldy? Okay. He hasn't got one. Joel Erikssonek and Kaprizov's got 2, I believe, lately. So now it's Boldy's turn. But that's today's show. Best of luck, everyone. And we'll see you most likely on Thursday. Maybe there's a show tomorrow, but most likely on Thursday. Best of luck, everyone, in your bets tonight. And we'll see you on the next show. Thanks, guys.